Oh, I'm getting filmed.
Hey, brother. Firing is more important than hiring.
Agreed.
It's the single reason most people don't scale fast.
Agreed.
They get crippled by thinking they're the one miracle person on earth that can vet people better than anybody. And I think I have the best people skills of all time, and even I'm not great at it because it's just a crapshoot more than people want to admit. There's too many variables, moments in time. This person was always great, but yesterday he started having an affair. Like, there's just a million variables.
Totally, agreed.
I know that's a funny one, but like,
I've seen it all.
Like everything can happen in life.
Yeah.
The second kid fucked up his vibe. She doesn't like her husband anymore. I'm going very rogue. Like, but you know, like she got into yoga and now that takes up her time. Like she realized, wait a minute, I want to be healthy. He took up yoga. Like, there's a million things that happen. Phil's a different person he was yesterday.
Yes.
So that's what people don't understand.
Yes.
So that's why you can't say this guy rocked it at fucking Guilt Group and is gonna rock it for you. Maybe he liked the space better. Maybe storage is boring. So she liked, you know, like her number 2 so much, and that was actually the person that was, there's just too many variables. Yeah. So I think, you know, you're from what I know about you, like I think we have some similarities that I would tell you that you go on your intuition, and then you ask the people that you think are better at the black and white up front, this guy, you take that recommendation, you kind of take their word for it for 75%, you go with your intuition on top of that, you go. Here's what I would tell you, this is what I did not do in my younger years that may help you. It was probably the best thing I started doing. When you meet these people, you tell them what you care about, and then you tell them they will get fired if they don't deliver on that thing. So I think the thing that really changed my career was I started telling people, and it was very simple. I was like, look, you may be the best at this thing. Yep. You may be the best data scientist on earth. You may be the best creative director. You may have the best nose for early stage startups. But if you do not play nice with the other boys and girls, because that's the thing I care about, and that doesn't need to be your thing, but it's really deeply important to me because any tension takes up my time. Like I hate conflict and negativity so much, it takes up my time. Like I'm such a guy on the offense, but I have to go on the defense when there's conflict because that's what takes up my time. Thus, that's the thing that will, like if you're taking up my time, you're vulnerable.
I said to a potential head of marketing candidate, if we are not the category winner, brand name, if we're not the Kleenex, this is a failure.
Right, so I think the thing
is that the way to treat it?
I think that might be a little too, like for me when I go tactical, I'm like, look, if the people underneath you, parallel to you, if they don't like you and that's what they're saying, that's such a lofty thing. That'd be like, hey, instead of, to my COO and CFO and Chief Creative Officer, I didn't say what I want, which is I want this to be the greatest marketing machine of all time. Too lofty. Yeah. Too ambiguous, too gray, too up there. A little bit more in the dirt. Got it? Yeah. Like, you need to understand, first, finance. Not one number when audited is a problem. Like you need to be a math, like have it down. Like if I walk by you and go like, what's the churn? You need to know it at the top of your head. Not let me get my 3 people to get me a report to tell you 3 weeks later. If that's what you care about. You may not, I don't know, everybody's different. But I would be very detailed up front and let them know it's a deal breaker because then people opt themselves out if they believe you.
Yep, I got it.
Most people won't believe you, but if it even saves you 3 candidates out of 10, that's good. Yeah. So that's one thing. And then the other thing is, there's no difference between building from 0 to 165 than there is from 165 to 1,000. It's what's in front of you that's the single most important time. And then the other thing that I think is very important is, for me, and I don't know if this works for you, but I doubt you've gotten this big, this fast, lack of micromanagement. Yeah. It's the only way you grow. Spend all your time on what you're best at. Yeah. And then recognize everybody else doing a 7 or an 8 or a 6.5 of in your brain that you could do a 10, because that's the way you scale. Yep. Those are themes that really matter. And I would it comes down to firing.
Yeah.
But it's even important about the way, like, right? Yep. Like that's how, like, that's it. So, next thing, the 45 people that work in corporate, you need to have a real relationship with them.
Absolutely do.
Great.
Every single one.
Makes me so happy. It's huge.
It's harder to have a relationship with It's a different relationship. Because with drivers, I literally saw the van on the way out of the subway. I got out of 23rd Street and I saw the truck. And I walked up and the person says, that's the owner of the company. The owner of the company is when you own a pizzeria, when you own a dry cleaner, that's the owner. I don't feel like the owner. I'm the chief executive officer. I have a position in the company as a corporation, but I'm not the owner. Mark Suster has equity as well in the company. You have equity in the company. You're just as much an owner in this company as I am.
Well, I wish. If you're willing to give me that much equity, I'm interested. I understand. I understand.
So it's a different relationship because this is, in their mind, they literally call me sir, like because I'm the owner. And I'm like, no, you can call me Sam. It's a different relationship that I have. And I think what we can do on that side is create the best job in the entire moving storage category, categorically, that we get the best talent.
So cool. That to me, the way my brain filters it, is romantic and nice and I like it.
Yeah.
Next, the 45 people.
Yes.
The 17 people that really run your company with you.
That's right.
The 7, you need to know everything. You need to have dinner with them. You need to give a fuck. You need to the biggest mistake people make is not having real relationships, tough conversations, easy ones, having the ability to have years, like a year where it's not black and white, then good years of black and like, but the only way you're glue is relationship. I would tell you, without a doubt, because I don't think anybody does enough, even me. How many people do you truly believe are the key fucking people that drive your business? For real.
For real?
Yeah. 5, 7,
6.
11, 6?
About 6.
I'm dying to know.
Scaling.
Good. I'm dying to know what your relationship with those 6 people is, and whoever you have the least relationship with.
Yeah.
You have to have breakfast and dinner, like
Yeah.
all in.
Yeah.
That's a big piece of advice that I think people are gonna lose on. Highly recommend it.
Agreed.
It will work.
Yeah.
Like on their terms, how they like it. Dinner, breakfast, the ball game,
Totally
dinner
agree.
with the wives, dinner with the girlfriends, like
Totally agree.
it's a big deal.
And where I'm noticing that
And so that's the piece of advice I'd give you. I think that's why we're winning.
Yeah.
Because our competitive set doesn't care about their people. Just they don't.
Yeah.
And I think also when times are tough, you know, macroeconomic climates, if you struggle to raise the round you want because you projected that it would be there, like, you know, when the world gets tough, upfronts LPs don't like back out and give them a thing that, you know, like you just never know.
Yeah.
The things that seem the most tried and true, you know, Bear Stearns, right? Like the American economy, like there's nothing off limits when running a business, you know what I mean?